joined law. And I was at that time remembering two anecdotes which I may say. One is part-time, one is of present time, and it may reflect the future as well. Uh, we had our teacher in law school. I was done my LLB from Delhi University Law Faculty. So he used to say jokingly, students don't come here to do law, but they come here to find in-laws. So those were the times. Now, fast forward by say about 40 years. Few years ago, I know many of you may be remembering, may not be remembering, there was one television show which was moderated by Mr. This film actress Anupam Kher. And in that show, he would every time when at this show, I think it was weekly or something, was 7 or 8 children, maybe from 7, 8 years to 13, 14 years of age. So he used to discuss with them so many things and how, and it was becoming very interesting, that program. So I saw one episode where he asked, must be a 9 years old girl. So he says, what you want to become in your life? I mean, in our time, 9 years, we won't even understand what is this, that your career. And her answer was amazing. She didn't say that I want to become a lawyer. Of course, she said about legal profession. Her answer was, I want to become a corporate lawyer. I mean, at the age of 9, she not only knew what the law is, but she knew the nuances also and the various facets also. So that was about maybe 10 years ago. And now we are talking in this session of what the legal phase would be in 2047 or what we need to do. Actually, if you see, when we were students, I was student back in 1974 to 1977. I did law. So 77 I passed out. In 2 years' time, I will be completing 50 years in this profession. But the law, constitution has come. At that time, in 1950, constitution was one of the most important subject. We were ingrained into, we imbibed the values of rule of law and constitutionalism, while, as I say, walking in the corridors of our law faculty. And those were the days when we joined the profession, also in 77, and here many who have done practice in India and they are of my times or immediately thereafter, would be knowing that in mid 70s and till early 80, 81, so we had that social justice court with Justice Krishna, Justice Reddy, and many others of that. And so therefore, it was at that time social justice, we have to do justice for the people. That, and we were all told, and there were many judgments of that time also, telling the lawyers that what is your role in this society, ensuring access to justice to the people, ensuring that people get justice. That, and here people was a common man, marginalized section of the society, etc. We come to 1991, when India ushered into the era of liberalization and globalization. So that changed the trajectory. And with that, naturally, we became a part of the global world. Our laws, which were limited to, relevance within India, we had to have those laws which are competitive with or which are in consonance with international best practices. Many reforms took place in that. So convergence of laws, and as you know, even Arbitration Act in 1996 on the basis of unsectoral law, on the basis of what WIPO, the suggestions of WIPO, our intellectual property laws changed, whether it is this trade mark act, entire new act came into force, many changes in the copyright law, many changes in the patent act, etc. So India marched towards, as a statutory regime is concerned, yes, we should also have the laws which are there. And in the process, what happens? The trajectory legal ecosystem also changes. Apart from, yes, justice for the marginalized section of the society, which still remains. It will remain maybe till in 2047 we become as we say, a country which is a developed country, still not fully developed, maybe something else. But today we have that section of the society, marginalized section, and many other sections who need justice. So that remains. So as I say that now the legal profession is on that railway track with two parallel lines. On the other hand, we have entered into the era of globalization where total change as I see, because when I joined the bench in 1999, and before that I have been doing arbitration cases and other types of cases, they're all domestic. When during my period as judge, I found some of the cases which international favor, etc. But after my retirement, when I'm acting as an arbitrator and as an arbitrator in so many international arbitrations also, so complexities of the disputes are changing, trajectory is totally changing. And in all these fields, so it's not only international arbitration where complex matters are coming, but then there are many other, including, as I said, patents also, intellectual property also. And another thing which is happening is the at fast pace the technology which is changing. And this technological development has again brought into, if I may say, in very short and without going into details, has opened many areas of new practice, etc. So Indian lawyers now coming to, because I wanted, Indian lawyers have to now not only compete with lawyers and have to attain that standards which the international community expects, but also have to equip itself, the lawyers in this country and the legal profession has to equip itself what is happening around the world. And today we are in a very peculiar situation. And here I'm talking of the entire world. From globalization, as I always call, now in last few years, we are now in the era of globalization. There is globalization which will remain, but there is attempt everywhere to see whether it is why Brexit happened, because for British own internal reasons, what is happening in America we know, and India also talks of Atmanirbhar and Viksit Bharat, etc. So we want that and made in India and everything. Yeah, it should be there, but at the same time we have to be a part of international community. We need foreign direct investment. So those collaborations would remain with other countries also. So one to one, maybe things are happening in that sense, which is a geopolitical. So the Indian lawyers have to keep abreast themselves of all that is happening, and it is going to change. It is already changing, but going to change the legal landscape of Indian for India or Indian lawyers is kind of challenges which we have to face. And as now Delhi arbitration weekend is going, if you know, and there are many, almost all the stakeholders from other nations, they have come and they are having their sessions here. So, and India wants to become a hub in international arbitration. So all these calls for so many, and the changes have to be starting from law colleges, the continuing legal education, and I would say I'm sitting here in this conference organized by General Counsel. Time has come to even recognize them more and have to ingrain them in the main legal system and have to really do that. So therefore, so many other things which we need to do in order to ensure that we are also competitive as with others. Thank you. Thank you.